Very much fun.
What was the biggest challenge of putting together this magnificent piece of literature?
I guess the biggest challenge was to make a 700 book become a 2.5 hour movie and still be coherent and not messy. And I think the excitement we're getting at the moment makes us feel that we actually managed to make it an exciting movie.
Some people say that is the shorter 3 hours movie because they felt like it's such a wonderful trip.
Yes.
Yeah,
What can you tell us about that?
We wanted it to be the shortest feeling, less than 3 hour movie ever made. And we hope it is as exciting as it is inspiring.
Yeah, and also all the few actors play several characters that's kind of interesting and different. Could you tell us a little about that?
Well, it was obvious that there is something in the book that makes you think of an idea of souls connecting the characters and that they're like reincarnations. So we felt, why not then have one actor play one soul and be reappearing in all these incarnations? And actually suddenly we had an ensemble playing all of them, multiple roles, and wandering around on set every day in a different costume, in a different makeup, and it was quite fun.
Last question, how did you get to direct with Lana and Andy? How did you know who was doing what? Andy, you and Lana.
The wondrous thing is that we never really questioned who was doing what because we were so much in sync. We were completely in agreement about everything and really inspired about each other's input all the time. There was never a conflict.
Thank you very much. Great movie. Take care.
They weren't doing any press. But they are.
Said appointment because English is not his first language. So appointment in other languages, when you say I need to meet someone.
It was
that's
just
what,
cute. I was
yeah.
like, I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
It got me more excited.
Special effects.
Very little sleep, for one, and a lot of great artists that we contracted from all over the world really helped and put in a lot of their ideas and collaborated, and we sort of guided it toward the look of the final film. We developed a lot of concepts early on to sort of help give it a look, especially for the futuristic stories. But there were, references and ideas that we looked at of movies like Blade Runner, obviously, but trying to throw our own twist on it.
How did you balance the special effects with the drama, do not overpowering the story?
I think that's always the goal. At least from my perspective, is no department's work should really be there to dominate. You want it to support the story, and so we're always careful of that kind of edge of things.
Last question. All Oscar rumors about the film in many categories. What do you think about that?
I try not to think about that.
Why?
I do it. I do this job because I love it, and I love the participation in the process. And if it's well received, that's great. But that's not my primary objective. So.
And could you please introduce yourself?
I'm Dan Glass, visual effects supervisor on the movie.
Well, thank you. Awesome movie. I loved it. Do you feel about being part of one of the most ambitious films of the year?
Absolutely. Huge. Really thrilled and still thrilled and excited because there was such brave and creative directors, right? The writers, directors, that I'm full of admiration for them, and to be asked to be part of it, I couldn't believe my luck.
How important was it for you to introduce a little comedy in some of the characters?
It was good fun, and it was a sort of overtly comic, foolish character, which was quite, he was probably the most foolish and comic of all these sort of principal roles, and that was good fun to be able to do that. Yeah. And Tom Digber, who was directing, encouraged that. You know, so
Was it confusing to have three directors, Andy, Lan, and Tom, or how did they work?
that works.
Or you were like very confused?
Well, Andy and Lana are like one director anyway, because they know there's never any disagreement with them. That's just having one big mind working with you. And then you're doing one movie, and then you go over and do another movie. You know, 2 units going side by side. So then go over and work with Tom, and he was the most of my work was with Tom actually, and he was the most delightful director I've ever worked with, I think. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the evening, and thank you.
Hi there. Very nice to meet you. So had you read the book before? Yeah, by chance I had. Oh, so then when you got the script, it wasn't as terrifying of a mind boggle. It wasn't a
though, which is that you needed also a piece of paper that was the key.
Part of this wonderful movie, one of the richest of the year, I think.
I feel really, really honored to be a part of it. It's an actor's dream being involved in something like this. I think all of us agree that it was just the greatest experience.
I felt that it was the shortest 3 hours movie in a way, because it's such a pleasure to watch it. Did you feel that way while working? I'm sure it took a lot of work for you guys to be able to do this.
None of the film weirdly felt like work, because it was such a great project and everyone was so happy to be involved that, you know, the hours sometimes were long, but nobody cared. You know, we were all so excited to come to work and try and pull off this ridiculous, ambitious epic.
How much is the film about the responsibility that we have with the world or our actions in general?
Well, I think it does sort of ask or pose the idea that, you know, everything that we do has some kind of implication, either big or small, and we do have responsibility in that area, I guess. But, you know, I don't know that we can actually make serious mistakes. The world will unfold the way it's supposed to.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
It's always so nice. Love Max.
Character I play Adam Ewing in the very first story, and then later on in the future, in Neo Soul in the future, I play a character called Heiju Chang.
How unique is this opportunity for an actor? I mean, I saw the movie, so enriching. I loved it. And I'm sure for you it was.
Yeah, it was the most unique film experience you can have, I think. I mean, it's it just never happens that you get to play more than one character in a film. I mean, it does happen, but not on such a kind of grand scale with such great sort of thematic ideas, you know.
So you might be so spoiled now that it will be impossible for you to be pleased with another script? No.
Well, there was that for a bit. We all talked about when we were making the film. We're like, where do you go from here, you know? But the minute you start reading new stories, and of course, you know, any story kind of can touch you.
Andy, Lan, and Tom, 3 directors. How cool was that to work with 3?
Yeah, it was wild, you know. I mean, as much as they were kind of 3 different directors, they really shared the same ideas. So you were kind of jumping into their world, which was a combined kind of, you know, artistic playground for all of us. So yeah, it was fun.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the evening. This story as an actor.
Wonderfully enriching. I mean, it's not a chance that you get to do something like this every day. So it was really an honor to be a part of the cast.
How much is this film about being responsible for what we do in terms of, you know, towards the world?
I think you'll certainly get a nice, strong glimpse in, the actions we take today, and how resonant they can be years later, sometimes even centuries later. What we do. If you don't work it out this time, you'll have to work it out next time.
Was it a very unique experience for you to be part of this project, considering that there are 3 directors, different historical periods, you play different characters?
It was absolutely, absolutely fascinating to be able to explore different periods and, to check them out as much as you could, because sometimes, there's not always enough time to do a whole lot of, like literal, a heavy research, but you look up and you see, hey, especially as far as future is concerned, you trust the environment, the set decorators and designers. They set up such wonderful things that you just, it's the wonderful thing about the movies. Sometimes you don't have to go too far into your imagination, because the environment allows you to just take in and accept what's here, and what's here is so fascinating that it's like, wow, I don't have to act, I can just behave in this place.
You just behaved in the environment that they have created.
Right.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you. Nice. Enjoy the evening.
Work out what they were going to do, that you would be in there up in Berlin, and she was already there on set.
Hollywood.
So exciting, and it's like a dream, because this is my first premiere in Hollywood. Even though I played a very small role in this movie, you will probably see me if you don't blink.
But it's beautiful. No, I saw you, and it was wonderful.
Thank you.
How important was it for you to work with this wonderful directors, Tom, Andy, and Lana?
I think it's one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had in my life, and I learned so much about movies and acting from them. And also Lana is such a nice director that she really cares about actings, and she talks me through everything. And also Tom Tigver is like the same, even though I played a very small role.
It's a wonderful movie. What have you learned from the story?
So much. I learned so much about love, because there's one sentence that I spoke in the movie, is like, love is a natural phenomenon. And also everybody's trapped in their own situation, everybody wants to break free, and most of the time weak the meat, strong to eat, but then there's always going to be a better world.
Thank you so much. Wonderful meeting you. Enjoy the evening.
So you don't think a fun journey it would be to go on? It wouldn't be possible with anyone else, you don't think?
Music, any entry into a diary, anything?
I think it's one of those like heartfelt special projects that they really connected to, and we all did. I think it's a big, to be involved with the movie. I think you had to. And I remember the first time I actually read it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, that game, I want to do that, and now I'm doing it.
Can you believe it? Well, finally watched it. I sat there for 3 hours, but you guys too.
So much dignity. Can you talk about the concept of dignity that he brings into the story?
I think what really attracted me to him was that although you see him as a slave, actually the backstory was he was a free, intelligent, earnest man, and to get to play that guy in 18 whatever, speaking 3 different languages at that time, was inspirational, really. So that's what really attracted me to playing a guy like that.
How you doing?
You know, Keith's doing our generic, right?
Like talking for like 8 minutes.
So sweet. It's so sweet.
I'm gonna cry. It's not fake. He's horrible.
Love that mustache.
His role in Mr. Biggs. Why is this terrible hat? This is so cool.
Like this about this movie. Well, this movie is quite really amazing, and it has everything in the film. And I don't know, I just loved working with great actors and great directors and working in Berlin, everything.
You look beautiful. Can we get a fashion shot of the dress if you can back up a little? And then,
So pretty.
beautiful, beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Super elegant. Thank you very much.
In honor of the multiple role situation, which has been done sporadically throughout cinematic history, we want to know, prior to this experience and not counting your movie, what was your favorite version of actor playing multiple roles?
Actors playing multiple
Yeah.
roles. That's intriguing. Hold on. Well, a lot of times they play their own evil twin.
Right.
I don't buy that. That's
Okay.
too easy. So that takes Linda Evans right out of it, and the entire cast of Dynasty, because they did that a few too many times. Dynasty, right?
I don't know.
That's like every soap opera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe-
Or they have
maybe-
someone with amnesia.
Maybe like that. Maybe like that. Or if they're playing like the old version of themselves. We did that on Bosom Buddies. That's something, you know. That means you just, you know, they know how to do that at all. Multiple.
Why,
and then
do
they,
you have the answers to this?
no, she's going.
It's his opinion.
Oh, okay.
Then
No, but
there's-
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Well, like Peter
I do
Sellers
know.
and Dr.
Youngest son's favorite movie.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
It's a great movie.
our younger son has it on his iPhone, believe it or not.
Oh, God.
Every now and
To
again.
watch it like
Well,
this.
yeah,
Yes.
he's got it permanently downloaded, and I said, "What are you doing?" He just looks at me and says, "Watching Doctor Strangelove." Man.
All right.
You enjoyed the best.
I loved all of them. I love that I got to go from, the early 1800s to far, far, far in the future. That's what I loved.
You have some of the most insane prosthetic makeup and stuff like that. What was it like looking in a mirror and seeing yourself not only as a different race, but a different gender?
That was awesome. I mean, to sit in that chair, go to sleep, and then wake up and then be a man or be a white woman. Doesn't get better than that.
Is it harder to act through that, or does it help you channel the character?
Both. Sometimes it's harder to be seen under all of that, the subtleties of what you're doing. But then on the other side, it also helps.
How's it going?
So obviously this movie has a ton of prosthetics and makeup and
Yeah,
stuff. How was that, and what was it kind of like looking in the mirror? And
It was fun. It actually was fun. I mean, it takes a really long time. I mean, particularly the test that one does in order to do it in the first place. It's a lot of, every character requires 2 days of hair and makeup tests. But it was just the job, and I must say the crews that did it to it were very, very, very kind. But every now and again, you had to say to them, "Can I just get up and stretch my legs for a little bit? Can I just move her?" And they said, "Yes, of course," because they are so busy over you going like that. I learned how to sleep after a while, even sleep with my head up, because when you're coming into work at 5:45 in the morning, and Hallie, by the way, has been there since 4:45 in the morning because the chicks need more time. After a while, you gotta maximize your rest.
was there ever a time somebody walked on set where you didn't recognize them right away?
Yes, there was. There was a small part that Susan plays, Susan Sarandon, and she walked on, and I honestly thought, Chris Walken and Al Pacino had a baby, and it's here now.
How did you eventually find out it was her?
She started talking. She said, "Hi, hey Tom." I said, "Oh my God." I actually sent a picture back to the family. Says, "Do you know who this is?" And no one could guess what it was.